Hello, sports card collectors and investors. I hope that everybody is having a great day. We are back again with another episode. If you have not subscribed yet, we have more than 225 videos on the channel, most of them about sports card investing. I also mix in other types of collectibles that I think are interesting, like graded video games or Silver Age comic books and so forth. So please subscribe if you have not already. And if you would like to support the channel, we don't have a membership program or a Patreon or anything like that, but I do have Amazon links in the description of all of my videos, and any qualifying purchases made through those links, we do get a small commission as an Amazon affiliate. We appreciate all of the help. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Before I get started on some vintage football that I'm really excited about that I've been buying, I'm going to first talk about a set of cards that was sent to me by one of my subscribers, Rick. Rick, I really appreciate it. He actually, I believe he had purchased a bunch of binders and old collection, and he found some cards that he thought that I would be interested in, and he sent me, now a lot of these are Saints cards. The one that really stands out that I think is really, really cool, I believe this is 2005 Topps Chrome. It's a Joe Horn insert, but it's all blue, chromed out. Really, really sweet card. And there are some Randy Moss. Let's see, Randy Moss, Fleer Metal. And then also a bunch of Topps Chrome Adrian McPherson rookie card. I had forgotten about that guy. We've got some old Drew Brees Charger stuff. And then also this one stings a little bit, Rick. I'll be perfectly honest. Ricky Williams rookie card from 1999. If for all that don't remember, well, first off, I'm a huge New Orleans Saints fan. That's why Rick sent me these. But in 1998, 1999, whenever that draft was, Mike Ditka was our coach and proceeded to trade away our entire draft to get this guy right here. Ricky Williams, and he didn't do badly for us. He had a couple of okay seasons, but Mike Ditka just basically wanted to run him into the ground as his bell cow back, but he ended up going to the Dolphins and having a fairly decent career. He didn't have a Hall of Fame career or anything, Ricky Williams, but he was able to kind of turn it around. But that one makes me a little bit salty because of the fact that Ditka traded our entire draft to move up to, I believe, the 5th pick overall to get Ricky Williams out of the University of Texas. Like I said, he was a great prospect coming out of college, but just the fact that he put kind of all of our pieces in play to get him. I know he was probably trying to, provide a spark, and it wasn't even this. I think it was like that draft class and then stuff from the next draft class as well. It was one of the more lopsided NFL trades in history. Leave it up to the Saints, right? A couple of other cards that were sent, that Rick sent, that I thought were really awesome too. A John Stockton rookie card, and it looks really, really clean. I'm thinking about actually send it in for grading. For those that watch, I'm not a grader. I don't know a lot about grading. I'll probably get a second opinion on this one. And then there's also a second-year Karl Malone 87 Fleer. I just love the borders. I love the design from both of these 87, 88 Fleer basketball cards. So Rick, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate you sending it in. And we will go ahead and get started with some of the vintage football cards that I have been buying. So guys, I think that I've been a little bit spooked over the last month. I've been heavy into modern cards with some vintage. I was probably 90% modern, 10% vintage up until maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. And then with the market kind of sliding a little bit, it made me rethink strategy a little bit, and it made me think about, I probably need to diversify kind of my holdings a little bit to where I have more vintage with some of these long-time Hall of Fame players. But the thing that's funny is a lot of people will say like, hey, vintage is more like the bonds to modern being like stocks where there's more volatility, and that is true, but vintage has been going up quite a bit over the last 12 months. So vintage has seen a lot of gains too, and so that's where I had to be kind of careful and choosy where I wanted to buy vintage because it can get very expensive. Where I've seen vintage, I guess maybe some values in comparison to baseball or basketball was vintage football cards. And my first love was football cards back when I was a kid in the late 80s. And so I went back to some of these 80s cards, which some wouldn't consider vintage, I understand that. But then I also have some older cards from the 70s. And I'll go ahead and start with a couple of my favorites here. This is one I just got. It's a Terry Bradshaw rookie card from 1971 Topps. And this one is in an SGC case. I really like the tucks on this one. And I got this for about the going rate for what a PSA 6 is right now. So I felt like that was actually a little bit less than what the going rate is for a 6. So I felt pretty comfortable with this buy. And then also really tried hard to take a good look at the card on eBay. I know it's kind of tricky when you're buying these online, but just to see kind of, there's some 6s or 7s that look better than other 6s and 7s. So eye appeal was important to me, but the vintage football cards just kind of, they do something with me, to me inside. They really make me feel kind of nostalgic, make me feel good. I feel like, Bradshaw being an all-timer with 4 Super Bowl victories, arguably the best Steelers QB of all time. And so this is one that I really wanted to have. And so that is the first one I'm showing. Next up, I've got an all-time great Cowboys QB. I actually have 2 of these now. And this is a Roger Staubach rookie from the 1972 Topps football set in a PSA 6. And again, it's just all-time great QBs. There is a corner on this one that doesn't look great. And maybe that's what kind of got me down to a 6 for this one. But yeah, they're a little bit fuzzy, but these are very condition sensitive cards. So, but just an awesome card. I like the 72 Topps set in general for football, and you'll see that there's kind of a little bit of a theme. Oh, by the way, guys, I picked up a wax pack from 1982 Topps football that I'm going to be opening. I'm going to make a video of it. And I contemplated that the guy does have a few of them. I was contemplating buying quite a few of them, and I'm still kind of figuring out what I want to do with that. I also feel like I want to keep one of these just to hold, just long term, just to not open it, just hold it, just because I want to see what life is like in 20 years and looking back on these grocery wax packs. All right. So stay tuned for that video. That'll be coming up probably, I'm guessing sometime next week, early next week when I get it. All right, I've been big on LT, Lawrence Taylor rookie cards, and again, this one's in the Tux, the new SGC case. It's an 8, and again, this card has gone way up. This is 1982 Topps, so when I open that rack pack, I'm hoping to get 10 of these. No, but one thing that's kind of nice about that rack pack is I believe there's 36 cards in the pack. Back then there was a lot more cards in it, so even if I'm buying one rack pack, I'm still able. It's not like today where you buy a pack and there's 4 cards in it and then you're done. So I'm excited to get that rack pack. But yeah, so this is a really, really clean looking LT rookie card. To me, he's the greatest defensive player of all time, and he's stood the test of time. We've had some great players for sure over the last 30, 40 years. This one's almost 40 years old, this rookie card. But LT stands out as, and I'm not a Giants fan, but I just give respect where it's due, and LT is the man. So I do have a couple of his rookies. You'll see a theme here, but vintage football has not gotten as much love, but especially defensive players in recent years just haven't gotten as much love. All right, as a Saints fan, this is one that's a no-brainer for me. This is an 84 Topps Ricky Jackson rookie card. For those that grew up watching these guys, this is a member, arguably the most dominant member of the Dome Patrol for the Saints in the late 80s. This was a linebacker core that consisted of Vaughn Johnson, Pat Swilling, and Sam Mills and Ricky Jackson, and these guys were an absolute terror. We had Bobby Hebert as our quarterback. Our offense was lackluster, but the defense was on point, and these guys made it happen. In this, so just to kind of give you an idea, though, we had some serious battles with the 80s 49ers, which were the dynasty in the 80s. We were in the same division as the 49ers in the 80s, and we gave them a run. I mean, I'm not saying that we beat them every time or anything, but we played them really, really tough. So this is one that I got fairly inexpensively, a PSA 9 for Ricky Jackson. I think it was $30, $25, $30. Again, there's not loads and loads of people that are buying Ricky, but that's one that I really wanted to have because he might not be given the respect that he should be today, but I think over time that Dome Patrol team is going to only continue to gain popularity. All right, going back to that 72 Topps set, I've actually picked up, I think I might have 3 of these now. These are low pop card. This is second year Terry Bradshaw in a PSA 7, and I picked up a couple of these at about $75 each. And I just really like the look, and maybe it was $85. Anyway, it's in that range, kind of that $75 to $85 range. But 72 tops, just like it there's a bunch of good rookies in the set. I like the look of this card in particular, and the borders and the coloring and everything. This is a PSA 7, but again, I'm kind of going for that second year Terry Bradshaw being an important long-term card for the greatest QB in Steelers history, outside of maybe Cordell Stewart, Tommy Maddox. Sorry, Steelers fans, I'm just playing. All right. Oh, and then there's that Ben Roethlisberger guy. Forgot about him. Another LT rookie. This one is in a PSA 7. And this is kind of where the PSA 8s just started to kind of get a little bit out of the price range. So I just went ahead and got a 7. Again, I would even probably look at 5s or 6s of this card. They're not making them anymore. They only printed, I don't think that there's a crazy low print run necessarily. They might have printed a ton back in 1982, being that I can still buy wax packs from 1982. But, it's still a fairly rare card in comparison to the modern stuff. The guy, again, greatest defensive player of all time in the NFL. I'll take it. An unheralded QB rookie, again, a Giants player, Phil Simms rookie cards. I've picked up, I think I have 3 of these now in a PSA 8. At $30 or so, I just really like the value. It's from 1980 tops. It's a 40-year-old card, so I don't think that PSA 8s are very easy to get nowadays. If you have a raw one and you send it in, I think it's tricky with these being condition sensitive. So again, pop report's low on these, and Phil Simms won a Super Bowl, and at one point he had the highest completion percentage in the Super Bowl. I think maybe Brees broke that record in 2009, but regardless, the guy he's a beast. He's an animal. All right, there's another Staubach rookie, PSA 6. Here's another one that I've shown in a recent video, Earl Campbell in a PSA 7. A lot of these are under $100, so I'm looking at all-time great Hall of Famers. Earl Campbell, the kids nowadays might not know Earl Campbell, but man, watch some highlights of Earl Campbell on YouTube and you'll understand why he's considered a top 10 running back of all time. Absolute freight train running the ball. Exciting player. Joe Theismann rookie card. Again, not one that you see a lot of. This one's in a PSA 8. I got a really good deal on this one at about $60 shipped. And, 75 tops. Again, you're just not seeing high pops on it. And Theismann he was a great QB for Washington. 1986 tops Bruce Smith rookie card in a PSA 9. Another one where I found a value right at about $90, $100. This is the all-time sack leader. So again, we talk about LT as being the greatest overall defensive player, and I think that he was. He actually broke Joe Theismann's leg, I believe, to end his career just about. But Bruce Smith, the all-time sack leader, there's no one close to him right now that's going to touch that mark. Reggie White was about 10 sacks short. So Bruce Smith is one of those kind of no-brainer cards to own for me. This is one I showed in a recent video too. 83 tops Mike Singletary rookie. A part of that vaunted Bears defense that won the Super Bowl, 55-10 in 1985. And Singletary was a starting middle linebacker, considered one of the best middle linebackers of all time, maybe with Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher and some of these other guys. So love it. Steve Largent in a PSA 7. Very underrated receiver, just an overall good guy, and somebody that I wanted to have that rookie card. I'll probably look to add a couple of those. It's 1977 tops. Not if it was mass produced, they're not. How many of them are in good condition nowadays? That's the stuff that I think about. If raw cards pop up, I think that they're going to be tough to grade out at high grades. Another one that I showed in a recent video is Jim Plunkett's 1972 tops. Again, part of that 72 tops set that I really, really like. And Plunkett's another one of those guys, had some off-field injury or issues to where he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, but there's a lot of people pushing for him to be, and so we'll see kind of where that goes. 58 tops Bart Starr in a PSA 6. I just love this card. I love the coloring on it, and this is second year Bart Starr. Got it at a pretty good value, and again, it's sixes are not easy to get for cards that are 60 years old, 62 years old. All right, yeah, showed a couple of these already, so I'm just going to kind of skim through. But for people that did not see my recent mail day video, a couple of Joe Montana in action second year cards, and this is an 8, a PSA 8 and a 9, inexpensive. The 9 was about $50 shipped. The 8 was, I think, $20. So I was just thinking, with the grading fee and everything, it's second year Montana in action. in action in general, whether you're looking at vintage football or I believe they're also in vintage basketball, they're underpriced compared to the ones that are, you know, the alternates that are not in action. So it's a good opportunity for me to own, you know, an older card that of a popular player at a good price. Art Monk PSA 9. Got a good deal on this one as well. Rookie card. Art Monk, another unheralded guy. I got a couple of 8s as well because they are near mint. Good looking cards. All right, and I've shown these as well in recent videos. The Raiders, my Raiders guys, Howie Long and Marcus Allen rookies in PSA 9s. I'm big on PSA 9 for vintage. The PSA 10s are far fewer than the 9s for vintage, but the pricing reflects that. So you literally have the PSA 10s at 10, 15 times the amount of money that a 9 is. So it makes it easy for me to, you know, to choose that. All right. Archie Manning rookie, 72 tops, loaded with good players. I'm a Saints fan, so I have to have the Archie Manning in a PSA 6. Kind of a no-brainer. Let's see if I can get... I was just skimming through. I have a bunch of Marshall Faulk rookies, which are not considered vintage. Some Barry Sanders stuff. Another LT rookie. This one is in an 8, a PSA 8. You can see that I'm a fan of those LT rookies. All right, here's one. Doug Williams PSA 9 or PSA 8. Doug Williams, first African American quarterback to win a Super Bowl. He was the Super Bowl MVP. This one is his rookie card, very, very low pop. This is an 8. I just bought a 9, which I'm really, really excited about. So I'll have 2 of these. But that one to me, I think culturally significant. Being the first African American quarterback to really be given a chance, you know, to play the position. There's a great documentary. And then he took the most of his opportunity and won a Super Bowl. Incredible story. Where is the card that I am looking for, guys? I also have a Montana PSA 8 that I think I have actually in a different box. I'm going to have to go through and find. But my most favorite vintage card that I own, I bought it about 18 months ago, is the Jimmy Brown rookie card. This is just a PSA 3, but I got a great deal on it at about $200. About 18 months ago. They've since gone up quite a bit, but that's one that it's a great looking 3 too. I know that, you know, 3s can be tricky, you know, can be all over the place, but I really like this card. It's holding history in your hand from, you know, that 58 tops, and then Jim Brown is, you know, just an amazing player. One player that is starting to look like a vintage player on the field right now, Drew Brees. Now this one, I just pick it out because it's an 89 score type design and it's got some, you know, some bling on it. Obviously it's not a vintage card, it's from 2019, but Brees, you're starting to look like, you know, some of these old timers. You're killing me, man. You are absolutely killing me. I'm just throwing that in just for fun, guys. But hey, thank you very much for joining in. Tell me about your vintage football cards. Do you own any of these? Are you getting into it? Have you been into it? I have just a huge appreciation for this stuff. So if you haven't subscribed already, we have daily videos coming out. And so please hit that subscribe, hit the notification button so that you can be known that there is a new daily video that has come out. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in.